should, we should have that power. I mean, it's kind of a simple approach.
Okay, yeah. You say simple approach, but you make a reference to your Article 3, Part A, that City Council would be considered a violation of this act, may result in penalties prescribed by law, fines, and/or imprisonment. What does that mean?
It means that those who fail to obey the subpoena would, could be held in contempt, and there could be criminal liability against them. Basically, it gives it.
So you say contempt, like contempt of court.
Well, no, it would be in contempt of city council. Like most legislative bodies.
That's not a law.
Excuse me?
That's not a law. Contempt of city council is not like an infraction, a penalty, or anything.
Well, again, like it's just for failure to obey the subpoena. So you're correct. It's failure to obey the subpoena, which that's the law that we would be bringing upon.
So, because what you're describing here is something like contempt of court. That's essentially correct.
Well, no, it's failure to obey a subpoena. It's very different.
Okay, and then what would be the fines and/or penalties for this?
Well, it's something that we could determine, but we could.
My point is, Mr. Falco,
no,
is that you're trying to make a criminal for somebody.
Me. You asked a question. You need to give me the opportunity to answer.
Please continue.
They can be in line with what the fines or penalties would be if for failing to obey a subpoena issued by the judicial branch or the executive branch.
Yeah, my concern here is that we're dipping a little bit into the toes of investigation and also the judiciary. As we are part of the executive branch, we do have our...
No, we're not.
Okay, while I was talking, you can let me finish.
Council, come on, we can have a discussion about acting.
Oh yeah,
continue.
Well, but we are. So we're working on legislation. That's what we do here. We end up coming up with bills, amending Constitution as we need, that sort of thing. We put it up, and it goes through the judiciary to make sure that what we're doing, that's our balance, right? The idea of us being able to...
that's me.
Well, yeah, thank you, Chief Justice.
Are you requesting to speak?
I don't know how to stop.
He doesn't know how to stop. No quitting that man.
No quitting that guy.
No quit.
Clearly,
the point being, though, is...
Say after this. Go ahead.
My point being on this whole thing is that while we may be able to call people up for investigative purposes, to what end, though? I mean, like, for example, let's use the recent back and forth that you and I had, Mr. Falco, when I was the director of the BRB. You would have subpoenaed me, possibly, to come up and testify in front of City Council, which I did. But had I not complied with that subpoena, how do you imagine that would have gone?
Well, a subpoena has to be voted upon by the council first. So the subpoena would only the subpoena would only apply if everybody, if the majority voted in favor.
And would you be checking with this other person to see if they're actually able to make time for that subpoena? Because you may decide to have a council session like 24 hours from now at, like, I don't know, 10 o'clock, where, I don't know, most people couldn't arrive.
How long do they have to, sorry to interject here, but how much of a notice do they give for a subpoena?
Well, I mean, this can be addressed, and we could just say that a mutually agreeable time and place shall be agreed upon.
Timely manner, some would say.
A timely manner, yes. Mutually agreeable, timely manner.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So my biggest concern here is that, I'm not a fan of McCarthyism and those trials. I'm just concerned that we're going. This is a slippery slope, sir.
That's quite a leap to go from providing the legislature with the ability to
slope, actually.
to question people, versus to go all the way to McCarthyism. I mean, there would be a lot of steps in between. and again, like the goal is to provide us with the power to keep people accountable. We're the most visible branch of government. We have
No,
a
you're
meeting,
not.
we have a meeting every week.
All right. Hold on. Sir, I've asked you twice not to create outbursts in here. I'm not telling you again. All right, continue.
We meet every week before the citizens. We are polled by the citizens. We are elected directly by the citizen, and most of what we do is done in front of the citizen. The executive branch has a lot of actions that are done, in offices, in courtrooms. The judicial branch, a lot of things are behind closed doors. We're the most publicly forward branch of the government, and that's why I think it's important that when we question somebody, that the people have the opportunity to see it and to review those questions as well. This is about adding an additional check and balance to the checks and balances.
To the public or to who exactly?
It provides the public more transparency.
No, it'd be the council.
To the council, in front of the public.
Yeah. So this is
to provide transparency.
Provide transparency. So this is my pushback, Mr. Falco, is that you talk about these investigations and things at the city council, and we've definitely talked about things in front of the public and about public offices and a bunch of other things. And I think we've had good response from the majority of people. Again, I'm going to reflect back on my time as director of the BRB. You pulling me forward while talking about things of the BRB in this council. And are you concerned that is there a real concern here that people are not here and cooperating and like trying to work with us? I mean, it seems like you're coming from a place of like, hey, people aren't talking to me. I need this power so they will talk to me.
Councilman Williams, I understand that you're coming from a position of having been called out by me for government malfeasance previously. However, I believe
unjustly,
however, I believe that I'm on my last term. I believe you are as well. I believe that this power should be held within the city council going forward. I believe that the city council should be able to call people to account. If a business owner is driving up prices, if they believe that if something is viewed as unjust or unfair or that needs accountability, the ability to issue a subpoena should be utilized by the legislature, much like Congress does.
So the one thing I would point out is that the first example that you used there, the BRB would be responsible for that. The second thing that you're talking about, that's a civil suit. That's a civil matter.
The BRB is an agency in the judicial branch. We, as a legislative branch, should also have that right, because we are the ones who pass laws.
But aren't they the ones who manage business? That is their function, their primary function.
We're also we're the ones who pass the laws about businesses as well. Remember the Monopoly Act?
Sure, but we pass laws over a wide swath of things, but we lean on our experts to help us with that. So if the BRB is saying, hey, we're unable to take care of something, we would probably come to city council and be like, hey, we could use additional power in this realm.
Mr. Williams, are you against government accountability?
So this is now about
are you against government accountability? Please answer the question.
So this is about
it's a yes or no
accountability.
question. It's a yes or no question. Are you against government accountability?
Is this?
It's a yes or no question.
Can you answer him?
Of course, as the DA, I'm about accountability for every individual in the state.
But
about all the
how about the government?
Could I interject?
Jesus, we're getting getting way off of base here.
I'm sorry. I asked you a question, and I'm asking you to answer it. Are you against accountability of the government? Yes or no? The citizens should have a right to know your stance.
My stance on accountability for the government. Are you against puppy murder? I mean, like,
Well,
you're
I mean,
basically.
Mr. Wood.
Gentlemen,
Point of order.
Okay, look, listen.
This is getting
We're
off the
already
point.
an hour into this. At
We're
least
getting off
give
the
a
point.
straight answer, and then we can get back to this. Which honestly, we need to move forward. Period, because we are already at an hour. We're not even halfway through the council members. I did not realize this week's council meeting would be this heated in debate. I don't know what to expect.
I'm not a big fan.
Last question for. Hold on, we'll get to you, and I'll let you speak. Last question, Billy, to Ashley was what?
Are you against government accountability?
Okay, Ashley, your answer.
I am for accountability.
Government?
I'm for individual. I'm for every sort of
Sir,
level
please
of
answer the
accountability.
question.
So does that include government?
I'm answering it. Is this not Billy Falco? In response to your question, I am for governmental accountability.
All right.
Thank you.
All
that
right,
should not have
great,
been so
great.
difficult. I move
Okay,
to table
great.
this bill
Now-
until the
oh my
next meeting.
God. Granted. I second that motion. Anyone else second?
What?
Second.
All right. Let's
Yes,
table
Thank
that.
you.
sit down, Falcon.
Now,
Thank you.
Mr. River Fox, you had a statement. Go ahead and say that statement before we move to the next council member.
Well, it's tabled, so
No, it's not.
I'll-
Well, it's the issue itself is tabled, but we're continuing the conversation with your last statement or question.
I'll abstain.
Okay. If you want to, that's your right. You have the floor. If you would wish to ask Falco or make a statement about the previous topic.
No, it's okay.
Don't sound so defeated, please. Mr. Williams, you have the floor.
No, my shoes untied almost.
Say it again.
Sorry, my shoes, sir. It's okay. There we go.
All right. State your name.
Ashley Williams, council member, DA, Los Santos. There's nothing. I have no bills to bring forward. Just one statement. I am working with the commission for imports from China for our fishing rods. Will hopefully soon be unbreakable, and we'll have some better results for fishing coming soon. Oh my God.
That's great to hear.
Yeah. So yeah, those poles breaking are going to be a thing of the past. We will have some new American poles coming in that are made with like some good hickory out in Michigan. We're going to get those imported soon. But that's all.
Hell yeah, American poles.
American poles.
All right.
Would it be possible to
Thank
have
you.
them produced here in Los Santos?
No.
Wow.
Oh, sorry.
Mr. Winters,
Sorry,
you have the
sorry.
floor. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. Jason Winters, City Council. I only have a couple of things I'm going to bring up today. The first thing I want to bring up is I was very inspired by Chaz last week in regards to the posters he put up for wheelchair access ramps. The mall needs a wheelchair ramp, and PDM also needs a wheelchair ramp. I currently have an employee, Connor Fitzgerald, at PDM who is wheelchair bound because his legs and spine is shattered. He is not able to access the business unless he takes his wheelchair and goes all the way to the back and has my lot attendant open the garage. There is some obstruction on the sidewalk. You know how like you walk up the stairs at PDM and you make that right to pick up a test drive.
Yeah.
There's some obstruction there, so he can't get his wheelchair through there because there is a slight ramp. I've tried to work with the government to remove that obstruction, which is very hard to see. I was told that it may not be movable, so I'm hoping instead to have a wheelchair access installed somewhere on the property, so that Mr. Fitzgerald and other customers, or customers and their friends and family can access a business and not feel like they're excluded, right? But sometimes most people in wheelchairs, that's just a temporary thing. So I don't want people to feel like PDM is discriminating against. Speaking of Mr. Fitzgerald, he's walking in right there. As far as the mall goes, the mall absolutely has no access whatsoever for handicapped people in wheelchairs, and I feel like that needs to be resolved pretty swiftly, especially if we're going to open the mall soon, and we want to make sure like everyone in Los Santos can be able to enjoy our mall. The other thing I want to bring up, and I'm not sure if I need to write a bill for that. Maybe someone can give me some advice after this meeting on how I can go about reaching out to have a wheelchair ramp access installed at the mall and PDM.
Yeah.
We have a bill for that, by the way. That's been approved. The wheelchair
yeah,
access
we can
thing.
get. Yes, we do. You're right.
Okay, so do I?
What we'll do is we can come meet with me afterwards. We'll get someone lined up and
All right.
get those buildings taken care of, so we get those wheelchair ramps set up for your employees and the citizenry.
Gotcha. That sounds good. All right. This next point is probably going to be a topic of contention. I apologize in advance.
No, this whole meeting. That's all this whole meeting's been.
I know, but
It's good.
one
It's good though.
Man,
one of the things I've been speaking with the general public, and specifically Miss Daffodil in the back, in regards to wildlife attacking people, specifically at the lumber yard and in the woods. She and I, we got into a very heated debate about it. In hindsight, I actually kind of want to agree with her, right? I do feel like, in a way, the moves that we have made, in the mountains, not just the lumber yard, but some of our off-roading and just kind of general, I hate to say jackassery type of actions that we take in the woods has caused most of the wildlife to move out of their dwellings, their natural habitats. Somebody just got attacked by a cougar inside a Suburban while they were in a dressing room. I've had cougars come into burger shot as well as a coyote up in Sandy Shores. One of the things that Boblin did talk about a couple of weeks ago was some type of wildlife preservation act where we can have endangered animals or wild animals contained in a safe area where they can have a natural dwelling. I understand that we now have actionable hunting areas, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what the fix is, right? I just know that I don't think tearing down the lumber yard is the right thing to do. I think that the lumber yard provides a lot of people with jobs, specifically people who can't obtain jobs in, City Hall, PD, PDM, whatever the case may be, right? So the lumber yard and the construction job at least provides some type of income, and so I don't want people to lose their jobs, but I also don't want to see animals, feel like they're in fear of their life and they're attacking people, right? I don't want to see cougars come in the burger shot or a Suburban or I don't know what's next to DMV because we do have mountains behind Mirror Park where I live. So I'm not proposing an act or an amendment. I'm just saying I think this is a good conversation to have, and I think Daffodil is actually correct. And I assume that she's gonna come up here at some point and roast me, and I deserve it. But
I'm gonna do it.
I just want to let her know that I'm kind of like on her side, and I guess I don't have an answer, but I feel like it would be a good conversation piece to try and make sure like not only are we safe as people, but cougars and wildlife is safe, because they do share Los Santos or San Andreas with us. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. Well, if you'd like, we can bring this up at this point of discussion again.
Okay.
Oh, I did have a question.
You have a question? Okay.
Yes. Congressman Winters, are you suggesting that we
Not a congressman.
Close enough. Are you
Not
suggesting
really.
that? Thank you for your commentary. Are you suggesting
know
that
where you
we
are, Falco?
that we close all of the north up from people?
No. I'm just thinking like Boblin had a really good idea, where he kind of wanted to create like some type of wildlife sanctuary. I think that's something
bathtub
to.
law?
I don't know if that's if I don't think I can't remember if that was the bathtub law, but I just remember like he had a good idea, whether it was the right idea or not, and I think it could be enhanced or expanded upon, so that way it makes more sense, right? Like I said, I don't know what the answer is. I don't want to close down the north. I'm not suggesting that. I just want people to be safe, to be able to go to work, whether it's at the lumber yard or in Polito, because I do see wild boars and cougars roaming the neighborhoods in front of people's front yards and stuff. And I know, for example, my really good friend Rad Rizzo has made several trips to the hospital because she's been attacked in her front yard. Just simply walking out the door to have breakfast, right? According to Daffodil, these wild cougars are scared, and they feel threatened because obviously people have moved in and pushed them out of their homes. And I understand that. So I don't know what the answer is. I guess I'm not proposing anything besides let's have a conversation of how can we make sure like we're safe as a community and animals. Maybe I'm not sure if we just move them somewhere else, help them migrate to a different area, and then we fence it off so that way they can have their. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
we
this is a multifaceted question because you have on one hand you have the people that like to hunt, right?
Right.
Mixing with people that want to continue to work up at the mill, or the factory. So
Correct.
I think we have to look at this, have further discussions on this because this will affect so many people. Some take it, take it recreationally to hunt. Some do it for self-protection, right? The people in
Right,
the
right.
yards are gonna have to. Unfortunately, we cannot detain, wildlife or the wild. That's up to the rangers, and I don't think there's a ranger currently in the council to ask these questions to. But I agree. It's a point of discussion. So I would say remember this point of discussion and bring it up next meeting. We can continue this discussion as we are running quite late today.
Right. The last thing, I only have one thing else to talk about. Effective immediately, I'm stepping down from city council. This is my last meeting, and I really appreciate everything that you guys have done to help me grow. I've really enjoyed my time. Unfortunately, being the franchise manager of Burger Shot, the CEO of PDM, a full-time student, and our lack of mental health care facilities here in Los Santos, I'm not the best person to be in a seat mentally right now. I'm having a hard time, and I want the seat to be filled by someone that can be effective and very passionate and be present. And I just don't think that should be me right now. I'm not in a good spot. So, I just want to thank the people for voting me in. I want to thank the council for, partnering with me on bills and amendments and great conversation. I want to thank the mayor for being a good friend and ally. I had plans to do this for a while now, but I want to make sure your reelection, went through smoothly first. And that was it. I just, thank you very much, guys. And I'm gonna step down. All right.
Well, as you will be missed from the council, I'm sad to hear that you'll be stepping down. I hope in the future we could still come and have a conversation as friends,
Absolutely.
and then also as a confidant for the people of our city and our state.
Yeah. I will still partner with you guys, right, on things like with Chaz, with Sandy Shores. I want to partner with you as a citizen, as a businessman, right? I think that's important. That way, I'm not just another councilman, right? I think that having the council work with the public, is just as important. So, I feel like I can still be effective. I just don't feel like I should sit in a seat. So, thank you guys.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Thanks, Jason.
I know we put the motion down, but Daffodil, would you like to speak to the subject matter?
Yes, just as a quick point, because I won't take up too much more time. I do have copies of my letter. I do have them publicly posted up on the bulletin boards as well. But if you guys want copies for yourselves to read over, it outlines all of my points, all my reasons, potential solutions, and things, and suggestions. I'm happy to hand those out for you guys.
All right. Are you?
And if anyone else wants them.
Okay. Are you open to coming back to before the council and answering any questions that they may have?
If not,
yes,
they'll
I am
subpoena
open
you.
to that. Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't want that.
I wouldn't.
They have ways of making you talk.
You would want to talk about it. You wouldn't need to be.
And
forced.
I get yelled at about an outburst.
So. Yeah.
No, that wouldn't merit a subpoena.
Yeah, no, I'm more than happy to answer questions and things that you guys have, and I'll do it as a concerned member of the public rather than an out of touch celebrity. Thank you.
Fair enough. Thank you. All right, Doc.
Mr. Ricky, you're not wrong. I apologize.
Come on, Copenhagen.
I'm Council Member Dr. Cat. only thing that I have to suggest was something that one of our citizens asked me to bring up was getting like chewing tobacco in convenience store. Copenhagen and I don't know the other, but that was a request. Other than that, I have nothing to bring up. Or
Okay, I'm not sure we could bring
that's a
in
federal
different
matter.
different distribution, right?
But this is being sanctioned by a doctor, correct? Like you were saying, dip is better than cigarettes. Okay, that's good to know. We'll write it down.
I'm not saying that. I was
One out
just
of one
asked
doctor's
Yeah, dip is healthy.
No.
Dip is healthy. Okay.
Nope.
That's 100%.
I'm not
That
saying
is 100%.
that it's great. Nope. I'm
I
not.
appreciate
I'm not
your
Advocating for dip to come in the state. That's good.
No,
your
I'm
medical
not
advice,
advocating.
though.
I'm not
I love it.
advocating for that. I was just asked by whatever. Doing my part.
Yep. 1 out of 1
But not.
doctors.
It's not a medical.
better for kids
I'm
too,
not
yeah.
medicaling anything.
Yeah,
No,
nice,
it's not
nice.
healthy.
All
Oh
right.
my gosh.
Alistair.
Here, here.
You have
Thank
the
you,
floor.
Ricky.
Hopefully you have dip. I hear it helps. It helps.
I heard it cures cancer. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Gives you a lot of energy.
No.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Appreciate everybody for being here and for sitting
Sorry, who
through
are you?
all of this. Alistair Humphreys. I have no bills to propose at this time and no discussions to start.
Do you like
Thank
dip?
you, Alistair.
Wait, we have one question for you.
Yeah, get back up to the podium now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you feel about dip?
I love Fun Dip, the little sugary stick with the sugar powder that you can dip it into. Fun Dip is incredible.
Tobacco, sir.
Tobacco. Well, I do smoke cigarettes from time to time. So
Okay.
Voted for this guy.
And actually, going off the other things, how do you feel about cougar accountability? What's your stance on that?
Cougar accountability. Well, everybody loves a good cougar, right?
But I mean, like, should they be held accountable for their actions?
Well, I feel like if the cougars of the
Answer
city
the question,
are
sir.
definitely
Answer the
well,
question.
I believe
it's a yes or no question, sir.
I'm for accountability for all people, sir.
Okay, that's a great answer.
Cougars?
Thank
you. Cougars?
Yeah.
Middle-aged
All
women need love and support,
refer
too.
to the previous
true, they
answer.
do.
All people,
They do.
Mr. Mayor.
Cougars need no accountability.
Like that's a perfectly good answer. I love that.
I have a
answer.
question
Thank
for
you.
you. I have a question for you, Alistair. When have you been capable of growing facial hair? Because I did not recognize you today.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Good question.
Yeah.
Good
I
question.
honestly thought that
I'm
you were
sorry,
one of
I
our 15
just,
police officers.
I saw that the mayor got reelected, and I figured I had to look, very distinguished, because of course a beard really puts it puts things into perspective, man. You got a face full of hair and
Right.
Face full of
yeah. I've just been really lazy to shave it, Jay. Okay.
I just don't recognize my best friend anymore. I'm very confused and anxious now. So we'll talk later.
I don't recognize you in a turtleneck either, man.
This was all I had since my closet got raided and all my clothes sold to the Goodwill a couple weeks ago.
That's a personal question, council member.
Wait, what?
All right, council members. My name is Chase Reeves, mayor-elect, second term. First and foremost, I'd like to thank everyone that came out and voted, whether they were for or against me. Democracy won that day. Secondly, I am very sad to hear Mr. Winters stepping down from council. To come from the very first person that I saw after getting off the plane to working with you, it's been nothing but a pleasure. I do hope the best for you, and whatever endeavor, and always reach out to me. Always have my ear open. I have no legislation. Say again.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate that. You're one of my best friends in the city, and having your support and supporting you has been a great pleasure.
Same. Completely feel the same way. As far as bills, I don't have any bills to present. I did just want to go over that I had made a mistake on one of my statements for the executive orders. One of the executive orders for small businesses is that all their fees will be waived for all small businesses to the BRB. Now that I have the second term, I'm going to make sure that standing order stays in place. And then moving forward, I bring up point of discussion, but we're running a little late, but we will be having a point of discussion on the DMV and a lot of this transportation talk because we need to iron this out. Other than that, I don't have any statements. Does the council have any questions for me?
So you're still just the mayor-elect. Have you not been sworn in again?
I'm not sure I need to get sworn in again.
You're the mayor then. You're not
The
the mayor.
chief justice is here. He can make that decision.
You
You wanna-
swear?
Do I swear? Yes, I swear.
No, well,
Okay.
then you're good.
All right.
Well,
I'll even-
congratulations.
I swear.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-da, ba-da, ba-bum, ba.
I appreciate it. Any more questions for the council? No. I look forward to serving my second term. And yeah, any questions from the people? No. Any more statements from the council?
No, Ben's,
Nope.
Banner's got something.
Banner, please step to the podium if you have a question or statement. And this could be about anything. The floor is open for any questions or statements about anything we've talked about or any concerns you have in the city.
Mr. Mayor, what is your feelings on accountability, both governmental and personnel?
I have accountability all around. I mean, you have to be accountable. There's checks and balances in the government.
Thank you.
Mr. Caputo.
All right. Can you all hear me?
Yes,
You're
sir.
good, Pooters.
God damn it.
Well,
Okay,
Caputo.
See what you're
Earlier
doing,
question.
Pooters?
Come on, Caputo.
I'm Benedict Caputo, Attorney General, and all-around wonderful person. Mr. Winters, you mentioned earlier that you're having issues with cougars coming into Burger Shot and trying to eat burgers and people at the same time, yes?
Yeah, I've had to have the rangers come out and remove both a coyote and a cougar from behind the counter. They just walked their way into the front door and attacked us as customers. It was a rough day.
Have we considered that the intrusion of wildlife into the cities or the towns, let's call them, out in Sandy, etc., is due to let's say a lackadaisical attitude towards garbage and garbage collection? Like if they're coming into Burger Shot, are they eating burgers out of your trash and then getting a taste for it and then coming in for more? Have we considered this? Because I mean, I'm of a mind with the with hunting and all that. I mean, if God didn't want animals to be hunted, it wouldn't have made them so tasty at the same time. And as for trees, I mean, trees are just ornate gun racks that don't know it yet.
Right. I did speak last week on sanitation. You know, with the fact that we were finding copious amounts of methamphetamines, dirty needles, for
What, in the
example.
burgers?
No, just in our trash in general. So, you bring up a good
Wait, the
point.
burgers have
That,
meth?
that maybe we need to look at our sanitation services a little bit closer.
I mean, I've been around there. It's often quite dirty outside. Like,
Hey, I smoked meth at that Burger Shot.
Some people to clean up, and maybe you won't have cougars coming in trying to eat customers at burgers.
No, I get you. I mean, they did also walk into a Suburban, a clothing store, and attack 2 people inside of a dressing room, which was interesting. No, I do agree that like Sandy Shores definitely needs love out there. And Chaz with his bill, I think will approach a lot of that. And so that's something I'm excited for. But no, I agree. I don't know how far sanitation services dries out to. I know it's in the city, but I don't know if for example, when we pick up a job doing sanitary services, I don't think that they route us into Sandy Shores.
So you mentioned Sandy Shores needs love. Are you suggesting that cougars are incapable of providing love?
Cougars, of course, they're family-oriented animals. They provide for their cubs.
I'd say they would provide unconditional love. They are animals.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, unless they want to eat you, right? Caputo?
Right.
I mean, that's just Darwinism at its finest.
Okay. It's not love in another
Thank you.
form.
Thank you for your time.
Appreciate your statements, Caputo. Good to see you again.
Yep.
Thanks, Peter.
One more thing before I end the city council meeting.
Say again?
One more thing before I end the city council meeting.
You definitely won't be ending the city council meeting.
Okay.
Sorry, what was your name?
I am allowing you to
Stacy
speak right
Ricky,
now.
local trash.
Stacy Ricky.
Local trash. Got it. Thank you,
All
sir.
right. So
You are
these
allowed to
cougars y'all
speak.
keep talking about, man, why don't you just send them my way? I'll take a tequila la man for cougar night, man. We'll have a good time, man. You know, we'll go party, we'll go get them there. They can get all their food they want, and they can sit on my face.
I
Cougar
would
night at
recommend
Tequila Law, I wouldn't be
that's,
against.
that's not. I wouldn't be against that part. I think the mission that you have in front of you is to go get them out of their natural habitat and bring them to Tequila Law. Once
Why,
you
they
do,
just-
I'm sure they'd be graciously acquainted with the liquor at Tequila Law.
I make a proclamation. You just send them my way. You see a cougar, you say, go to Stacy Ricky, man. He'll take good care of you.
We'll do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Up there.
All right, meeting
Stacy
adjourned.
Ricky Rehab. I like that.
Yeah, Stacy Ricky Rehab. That's got a ring to it.
Stacy Ricky Rehab.
Yeah, I mean that'll actually work. We got the spokesperson already. So, if anyone else has any comments or questions or concerns, council, from the people who are in this meeting. No. Meeting adjourned.
Yeah, do you have food on you?
Jason,